Hello friends, I am Neeraj. We will continue to work on our billing and invoice generation software which we started in last session. And in this session, so we will use some concepts which we already learned in the previous few sessions. So we are going to use some constant to have our name of our product catalog store, and we will use a struct to store the product information, because right now we are using the each and every other variables like product name, price and quantity. So we are using individual variables. So instead of these individual variables, so we will use a struct, and we will see and we are also going to we will encapsulate this whole product add info logic into separate function, and so that our code could be much more maintainable, and that could be much more cleaner, because right now everything is staying right inside the main function, and it looks like a little clumsy. So if we run our program as it is, so this is our program so far. So here it is asking us to provide the name of the product, quantity to be purchased, price to be purchased and quantity to be purchased, and finally it displays the product name and the quantity and the total amount due, right? So first of all, so we will create a constant to store our and the constant name the name of the constant variable by convention should all be in uppercase. So we will say rather simply app name, and that would be a type of a string, and it would be a billing and invoice generation. And here we will say fmt dot println, and we will say app name, and we will let us also add a line break so that it could appear in a very cleaner way. And now if we run our program, so yes, so now it looks much better. And now so we have achieved this first task, that to use the constant for storing our software name. And second thing, like instead of this variable 10 variables, other individual variables, so we will use a struct. So first of all, let us say we will create a struct. So we will start with keyword type, and the struct name would be, we will name it product, and that would be a struct, and the first field would be name, that would be of type string. Second would be your price, and that would be of type float 64, and we will have a quantity that will also be a float 64, and we will create an instance of our product struct like this. And since we already having a instance of this product in the variable PD, so instead of declaring this variable, so we can get rid of these individual variables, and we can very simply say pd.name, and here again, so we are passing the actual memory address of the actual memory address in the memory of this PD of this variable PD that is of type product. So, and also for this our price also we will get rid of this, and we will have the PD dot price, and for the quantity also, so we will do the same. And right now we have we have collected the information from the user about the product name, price, unit price and the quantity, and here also we will have the pd.name and pd.quantity. And for the calculation part also, so we will say pd.price and pd.quantity. So let us try to run our program with our new refactoring, with our improved code, and let us see. So we will say product name is test, the price would be 2, and the quantity we are going to buy number 3. So yes, so we are getting it correctly, that amount for the, let us also have this amount for the product. Yes, so we are getting it correctly, so no problem, so no worries. So but so we have achieved to use, we are using a struct to store our each and every other product information. But let us also try to refactor one step more. And what if we can encapsulate this, taking the user input about the product information into a separate function, and so that our this main function would be much more cleaner. So we can create a separate function and individual normal function as well, and we can also have a struct function. So we will go with a struct function because we are already having a struct. So we will say func, and we will say pd of type product, and the name of function is, let's say we will name it add product. This is not going to accept anything, and we can remove all this logic from the main function into this function. And for taking the user input, we can very simply say pd dot add product like this. Okay, so what do you guys think? So will it work? So let us see. If we try to run our program, so go run main.go, we will say test 2 3. So actually we are not getting it here in this when we try to display to generate our invoice, so we are not getting the appropriate values. But what if we try to display this inside this add product function? So let's say pd, so it will be available here. So I'll explain also so what the reason is. It is available inside this function, but that is not available beyond this function. Reason being that here we have created a variable pd, and we are calling this add product function on this pd instance, and inside this function, so we are assigning the appropriate taking the user input. But when we try to print this here in the main function, so this pd is referring to the initial one. Okay, so here in order to fix this, so we can very simply say we actually need to return, we can return this variable pd, and since we have modified it, so we have to also specify here also this function is going to return something. And after this pd variable, so we can reinitialize the actual product returned by this add product function into the variable pd. And now if we try to run our program again, and also we can get rid of this unnecessary println statements, we will go run main dot, okay, there is a typo, main.go, product name is test, unit price is 2, quantity we are going to buy 3. So here we are getting correctly that amount of the product is test with 3 quantity, and amount due is 6. So right now this is working fine, and I hope that's all for this session actually. So we have covered, we have improved our code up to much extent, but yes, there are lots of other improvement that is needed. So right now our this application is still accepting only one product at a time, but not multiple product in per invoice. So we will add that functionality as well in coming session. So stay tuned. And if you have anything to say up to this point, or if you have any query, any doubt, so please do let me know in the comment section, and I will try to answer you as soon as possible. So till then, take care and happy coding.